all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things, and our yearly Sewers Club review video for you. Normally, this is the week that we would talk project review for December, but as I was afraid of when I did the unboxing, I just did not have enough time to look at the pattern really, or watch the tutorial video, or do any cutting, or get anything done. So instead, I'm providing you with our yearly kind of wrap-up video, review video of Sewers Club in general instead. I'm going to do this video in 5 parts, so it's probably going to be a bit long, but feel free to skip around on the timestamps so that you can watch what you care about and skip the rest. If you watch it all, then thank you so much for sitting down and watching this video. But anyway, part 1 is going to be talking the usual stuff. What is Sewers Club? Why do I get it? Or whatnot. And my overall thoughts on Sewers Club. Like, do I think you should get it? Part 2 is going to be looking at 11 of the 12 projects that we did this year, just because I can't comment on the 12th. Part 3 is going to be my top 3 projects of the year and my bottom 3 projects of the year, and I'm going to take November's and December's of last year into consideration as well. Just because they came at such a late time in the year, I didn't want to, like, forget about them. Ooh. Excuse me, I'm suddenly yawning a lot. And then part 4 is plans for Sewers Club in the new year. And then part 5 is going to be my sign-off and final thoughts. So let's just launch into who is Sewers Club, what is Sewers Club, what do I think about Sewers Club. Sewers Club, as far as I know, started off as a monthly subscription box where you get everything that you need to make a single sewing project. That's the fabric, the pattern, any kinds of lining or interfacing, zippers, buttons, you name it, it's included. You also get a bonus item as well. It's always matching thread. Sometimes you get other things included as well. And then for an additional around $10 a month, you can also get a Notion add-on. And these things can help aid in your sewing, can aid in your project, but are not necessary to the project's completion. Then I want to say about 2 years ago, they expanded into their Stash Builder box as well. And their Stash Builder is highly customizable. You get to choose between fat quarters and half yards in several different amounts, like 5, 10, 15 for the fat quarters, 3, 5, 7 for the half yards. You can get them delivered on a monthly, bi-monthly, or quarterly basis, and you can choose themes, colors, styling, that sort of thing. So it's highly customizable to your own personal preference. I started getting Stash Builder a little over a year ago, I want to say. I got it just after they launched it, and I really like it. Oh. So yeah, and then this year they also started advertising for a quilt block of the month or something like that I'll talk a little bit more about at the end of the video. So they're kind of doing a bunch of fun things. They also have a store, like a physical location based out of Ontario, Canada. They offer long arm quilting and a bunch of other services. So they're a pretty cool company. If you've been wondering about Sewers Club or Stash Builder, you can save yourself a little bit of money with my affiliate codes. Code FRED saves you $12 Canadian on your first Stash Builder box, and code FRED30 gets you 30% off of your first Stash Builder box. Did I say that twice? FRED will get you $12 off Canadian on your project box. FRED30, 30% off on your Stash Builder box. So I've been saying in every video that I make when I talk about these affiliate codes and whatnot, even if Sewers Club didn't know who I was, didn't provide me an affiliate code, and kind of just like didn't know that I existed, I would still talk as highly about them as I did before. They're probably my favorite subscription box that I get on a monthly basis. And their customer service and the team that they have over at Sewers Club are just great. And I'm a really big fan of them. So if you have been thinking about picking up the boxes, know that I am completely and 100% honest when I say that I think they're a really great company and they do really great things. Sometimes the projects may not be wholly to my taste. Sometimes the fabrics are, again, probably not what I would normally choose. But because they offer such a wide variety in projects, like on a monthly basis, and the price is a really good price, I'm willing to overlook that. They usually teach me something new about sewing or make me think about projects and piecing things together or something in a different way. And when I was really brand new to sewing, when I first started getting these boxes back in January of 2021, they really helped me along. Some of the projects may have been a little past my skill level, but the instructions are normally quite clear. The online tutorials work out really, really well. And even though I may have struggled sometimes, I've always found it to be quite rewarding doing these boxes. Now, I don't know if I would recommend them for like a 100% brand new, never sewed before in their life beginner, but I would definitely recommend them for people who are novices, just starting out, or like my mother-in-law has said to me just recently that she had kind of gotten tired of sewing and the projects that she had been working on, and she's sewn her entire life almost, and she kind of like stagnated a little bit and wasn't as excited or thrilled about it. But when we started giving her these boxes, they brought back like her love and enjoyment of sewing, right? She didn't always have to look at it as a chore. She could just look at it as a fun pastime. And I think that that's probably the best thing that Sewers Club does, is that it kind of gives you something to work on without it feeling like it's like this massive undertaking that you may or may not enjoy. So you don't have to go too much further, I guess, to know that I highly recommend Sewers Club. And I think they're just a really great company. I should mention that my November Stash Builder and my December project boxes were both gifted to me as like a holiday thank you kind of thing. And for that, I also think that's great. I'm a very small channel, and they've taken notice of me and they're encouraging me, and I think that's just awesome. So yeah, let's get on to the next section. So on to part 2. So we're going to be looking at like thumbnail photos that I took for these projects, just because, again, I'm in Canada and all of this stuff is back in Connecticut, but I think it can give you a good idea of like what the project looked like and gives me a bit of a refresher on what they are. Because we are talking 11 different projects, I'm going to try to be quick about this. So yeah, let's just get started. So January started off really strong. We got this beautiful tiger print fabric that I ended up purchasing again for other projects in the future. One of them was posted in the spring, and we made this half circle clamshell kind of bag. The zipper on it was really beautiful. The fabric was really beautiful, and I was really excited for this one. I did make some mistakes in it. You can go back and watch that if you want to see. But overall, I thought this was an amazing project and an amazing bag, and I was really happy with it. My mother-in-law also got this project. Here is a photo of her bag when she finished it, and she had like the more vintagey floral option, and she really loved it as well. So then on to our next project. This one was probably the most difficult project of the year for me, and I don't remember what this was called off the top of my head. All of the names will be on the screen for you of their official patterns, but this was like a leash carrier kind of bag, like a little it was a stiff little opening, like side top opening bag that came in various dog prints. I got this one here with the yellow. I don't remember what my mother-in-law got. I'll see if she's made it or if her fabric is upstairs or what's going on, but I'll show you her fabric way as well. And it used the one-sided what did it called? One-sided fusible foam that I absolutely hate. I hate working with it. I hate sewing with it. I don't even really like touching it. And like it made like a really stiff bag, like which looked nice, but it was just really hard to work with. And at the end, when it came time to bind everything, it was already such a mess that the binding didn't help make it easier. So probably the toughest project that we had. March, we got this really pretty fabric, right? Desaturated teals, kind of like gray blues, dark teal. It was really pretty. And this was like a little tablet carrier. I made it exactly to the size that they recommended. I had initially thought I could maybe turn it into a laptop bag because my laptop's not that large, but I didn't have quite enough fabric. So I just followed the dimensions and put it together. Again, they use that awful foam that I hate, but because the shape of this wasn't as complicated, it came out quite a bit easier, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't used it because I don't really have anything that fits it, but I do plan on revisiting this one in the future. I plan on revisiting all three of these in the new year. So yeah, big fan. My mother-in-law made the exact same thing. She had the exact same fabrics, so there was no worry about that. April gave us this strawberry table runner, quilted table runner. I had some problems piecing the fabric together, but it came out looking really cool, and I really like it. I had it out in the spring and for part of the summer, and user error, some binding issues, some piecing issues. But all in all, I really enjoyed making it. I really loved the colors, even though they aren't really the colors of my house. That previous project, those were more my colors, but I do really like how it all turned out and how it came together. I do also want to say, and I've been putting this up on the screen for you as well, but all of these patterns are still available through Sewers Club, so you can just purchase the pattern itself if you want, and there may be some project boxes available as well. If that is the case, you will have seen them already popping up on the screen for you in like quantities and prices. So yeah, we're on what? January, February, March, April, May. Brought this double-sided butterfly zipper pouch, hidden zipper or hidden hidden pocket zipper pouch. Both sides of the pouch were the same sides. Basically, you sewed two pouches together and created this really cool hidden compartment in the middle. I haven't used this either, but I really liked it. Botanicals and butterflies and things like that, again, aren't really my style, but I do really like this pouch. It came together really nicely. It looks really cool, and I am excited to like use it in the future. June brought this really cool sewing, what did they call it? Fold and go sewing pouch, something like that. This beautiful hummingbird pattern. I really love the black hummingbirds. The exterior of this pouch, oh, I loved it so much. I think it's so pretty. I like the interior of it as well. I took this when I went on my mini vacation in June, and I loaded it up with loom making supplies, weaving supplies, because I had unboxed a mini loom kit from Amazon, and I wanted to like experiment with it. So I brought this along with me on my trip, and I really, really liked it. And then recently I've been using it to hold like mini cross-stitch projects to keep everything together in one place. Things I'm not worried about filming, things I'm more just messing around with. And I really, really like it. It came together really well. It fit together really well. I wasn't as big a fan of the green hummingbirds on the interior, but they work with the exterior, so I was okay with it. Next, we had a shoe bag with these like vintage feeling like roses to me, and I absolutely love the color. It was like this minty green color that I got with a pink interior. Loved it, and completely forgot that I had it until I was doing this like review, and I should have brought it with me for one of the 4 pairs of shoes I brought for this trip. Again, came together really well, looked really nice, was a really easy, user-friendly project. And yeah, I thought it was great. Next, we did this little linen pouch. It had a top zipper and a side zipper. This was probably in size, the smallest project that we did this month or this year, but I think it's probably tied with November's project for that. It would work as like a cute little makeup bag or essentials kit for the car or something like that. It's just a cute little pouch set, and I really liked it. I really liked the fabric. I really liked the instructions on this one, especially talking about placing your flowers so that all of your flowers faced the right direction. You weren't cutting anything off, right centering it. And I thought it turned out so cool, and I really, really liked it. Are you catching a theme? I like most of Sewers Club's projects. Next, this one gave me a bit of a hard time. The idea is simple. The execution is simple, right? You can lie this lovely little tray flat, or you can snap it together, and it has a pocket, a zipper pocket right in the middle, or in your base or bottom or what have you, for you to throw different things into. I use this mostly as a project holder. So like when I was working on my cat quilt in October, all of the fussy little pieces and everything hung out in this tray, and it worked really, really well. I had some issues with it. The snaps that they included, I could not make work. I put a hole in my filming desk, crafting desk kind of area in my office trying to get it done. I took it down to my more sturdier work table downstairs in my basement where I do all my resin crafting and other things downstairs, and tried to do it. Couldn't get it done. Had my husband come in, and then he immediately put like little mini rings into my table downstairs. So we quickly abandoned the snaps that they included, and I just did some sew-on snaps instead. I still really like it, but if I were to make this again in the future, I wouldn't even bother with the snaps that they included. I would just immediately do sew-on snaps instead. I honestly think the fabric was too thick for the snaps that they used. They showed that, right, it took a little bit of effort in the video as well to put them together, but they showed that it could be done. But me personally, I'd never worked with those kinds of snaps before, and they just did not cooperate for me. Still like the project though. And then we are into October. And October was a set of placemats in these kind of watercolor blue and peach and apricot kind of colors. They look so pretty together. They have a very much a 90s vibe. My mother-in-law got the exact same placemats. She made hers, I made mine, and we're going to give them to somebody for Christmas or something, we think. But they look nice. They came together really well. Probably our simplest and most easy project of the year. Definitely that buzz, if you heard it, was my dryer going off. Definitely beginner friendly. It was a very few steps, but it turned out really cool. But the fabric is just not my choice. I was going to try to remake these with panels, like placemat panels for Christmas. But as I've been saying in like every voiceover video, that just never happened. But yeah, it turned out pretty well. And then finally, we're going to talk our November projects. This was a really interesting take on like a folded over zipper pouch. One project made 2 pouches of equal size. It came with a really nice zipper. I really liked the fabric, but I hated the fact that it was a directional fabric for something that probably should have been a non-directional fabric project. The fabrics that they sent were also, some of the patterns were slightly too big, and I didn't like the idea of decapitating my foxes or cutting up my foxes or not having entire bunnies or rabbits and stuff like that. So I made them the way that they suggested. I messed up a bit on them as well. And then because it was such a quick project, I remade them in these blue fabric strips that I have from a jelly roll that I've been messing around with. And I think that the blue ones kind of show you how cool this project can look, because I was a bit upset that that I kind of lost some of the beauty of the original fabric when I had to cut it up for this project. So yeah, that is my quickest possible overview at 14 minutes on all 11 projects that we did. Honorable mention, here's a photo that I took off of Sewers Club's website of this month's project. And honorable mention because, like I said, I didn't get it done. Part 3. Top 3 and bottom 3. So I looked back at last year's review video, Sewers Club review video, right? And I decided that I'm not going to include November and December's into the discussion because I included December's in last year's bottom 3, and I don't need to talk about it again. So, my top 3 this year, number 1 by far is this rounded clamshell bag. Big fan of it, big fan of the pattern, of the styling, of the fabric, of how it all came together. It was a fairly easy project, but it just looks so cool in the end. And it can be adapted to a bunch of different sizes as well. I made a similar thing to it in my 5 things you can make out of a layer cake video in the spring. So yeah, big fan, big fan. Number 2 is this little tray, and even though I hated having to deal with the snaps, I do like the idea of this tray. I use it quite often. I thought the handles were kind of silly at first, but now that I've gotten around to using it more, I really like it. I like the simplicity of it, but I think that it could be multifunctional for several, that's a hard word to say suddenly, purposes. Like, it doesn't have to be just for sewing. It's just like a good little catch-all kind of caddy. So, big fan of that. And then my third one is this little sewing kit thing. Again, I don't remember the name, but I'm a huge fan of this black exterior fabric. I think it's so pretty. And I really like the idea of being able to snap together like a little kit that you can roll up and put inside. Fold and go sewing pouch, maybe. Anyway, yeah, I like how versatile this is too. Like I said, I haven't used it for sewing. I used it to experiment with weaving in June, and then I shoved a bunch of cross-stitch things into it for me to work on while I'm like sitting at the TV watching stuff while cross-stitching. So, big fan, and I look forward to like messing around with it in the future as well, just to see like what I can come up with. So all 3 of them, for the most part, have like a utility that I enjoy and that I'm going to get a lot of use out of in the future. My bottom 3, they're not bad projects. Like, I don't think there was like a single like terrible, I hated every moment of this project, but the first one that I wasn't a fan of really were the placemats. I like the idea of the placemats. I like, again, how quickly they came together, but I just really, the fabric that they sent me just really was not my thing, and it kind of distracts me from like the full excitement of these placemats. Plus, it's hard to get excited over placemats in general. So again, not a terrible project and very beginner friendly. Just, I don't know, like I'll try them out again and see if I like them in a different fabric or color or something, but I don't like these placemats. Number 2 is the zippered pouch from November. Again, I like the idea of the pouch. I really like them in blue, but the fact that they sent the fabric that they sent to go with the pouch kind of ended up making this go into the bottom pile. I like the fabric on its own. I like the pouch on its own. I just really, really don't like them together. And yeah, the size is also a little bit awkward. I think I could easily come up with things to use it with. Like, it's basically like a pencil case, right? Like a little flat pencil case. But again, I just don't know. Again, there's utility in it. I'm not the biggest fan. And I have to give you a top 3 and a bottom 3. And the third one, if you were here in February, you would know that I hate this little leash holder pet thing. The idea is there, but I had such a hard time with it. This was my most difficult project of the year, and difficult projects tend to be put in bottom 3s for me, just because I don't have a good association with it. I don't have a good memory for it, right? So I didn't enjoy it, so it's bottom 3. Again, I'll revisit it, and then we'll see maybe next year if they redeem themselves, but right now, these are my bottom 3. So, top 3, the clamshell bag thing, the little tray, and the fold and go sewing wallet was it called a sewing wallet? Maybe. Bottom 3 are, I'm not looking at my screen right now, so I've completely forgotten. Bottom 3 are the placemat, November's zippered pouches, and the leash carrier bag thing. I don't even remember its name at all. But yeah, so there you have it. Part 3 is done. So now we're on to part 4, future plans. My future plans is I'm going to continue as I'm going now. Sewers Club project unboxings and then project reviews. In January, you will see 2 project review videos and a project unboxing video. That was actually delivered to my house today, but I'm going to hold off on looking at it. Because I would have to get my husband to open it. So, I don't know what it is. They sent it out early so that they can take a rest over Christmas, which I thought was kind of nice of them. So, the first Wednesday after receiving the project box will be our project unboxing video. Usually it's the first Wednesday, sometimes it's the second. Then 2 weeks after that will be the project review videos. So same as it's been for the last few years. Whenever I get Stash Builder, I get Stash Builder every month. They're either going to be a bonus video or they're going to be slotted into one of the days, like a Monday or a Wednesday video, depending on what I have going on. There's going to be quite a few project revisits this year as well. We're revisiting January's, February's, and probably so on and so forth. So that will be every middle Wednesday of the month. So project unboxing, project revisit, and then project review. And then also I ordered in the spring or early summer, they had a like quilt of the month style program kit thing that they were selling. So I ordered one of those. So we'll also be doing a Sewers Club quilt square or something every single month as well. I'm not sure how those videos are going to be structured at the moment, but yeah, look forward to a bit more Sewers Club content in the coming year. So this one's a short little section. I just wanted to really let you know that we're going to be expanding Sewers Club a little tiny bit. And as always, even though I have the affiliate codes, right, Fred and Fred30, those have not impacted my decision to continue with Sewers Club in the new year. I've always said, and I'll continue to say, they are a really great company. They make really good project boxes. They choose really nice fabric. Their customer service is amazing, and I just like everything about them. So yeah, let's get on to part 5, final thoughts and sign off. I think I just gave you my final thoughts. Love Sewers Club. Big fan. We'll continue to use them in the future or buy from them in the future, and absolutely love the fact that they have given a tiny channel like mine a code to help you save some money. Even without that code, as I continue to say in this video, I still would shop with them and talk about them on this channel because they are my favorite subscription box. I just reviewed what looking towards next year is going to look like. And looking back on 2023, I have to say, I think I enjoyed the projects more this year than I did 2022. I felt like they were kind of struggling a little bit with some of the projects in 2022, and I felt like this year they were more cohesive. It's interesting that I don't remember getting a single alternative pattern or bonus pattern this year. as opposed to previous years, and their notions game is being a little bit off this year, but it could also be because I've received so many notions from them that they may just be out of original ideas at the moment. But nonetheless, I'm still a big fan. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I tried to be more succinct. I recorded these voiceovers in smaller chunks so that I could control my rambling a little bit better. I did them over 2 days, so if there was some sort of sound differential between the first 2 parts and the last 3 parts, that is why. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see more sewing stuff in the new year. I will let you know when the project review for December is going up. I usually take a couple of weeks off in January to kind of recuperate, so I'm not sure exactly how all of those are going to lay out, but when I know, I will let you know. So yeah, subscribe for that. We only have a couple of days left in this year's little section. So tomorrow is going to be our last diamond painting canvas of this year. And then Friday's going to be the first half of the diamond painting canvases complete time lapse, so you'll see all like 7 or 8 of them together. I have to string them together, and then Christmas Eve we're going to be doing our last temperature quilt update for the year, so stay tuned for those as well. Like the video if you've made it to the end, and I'm gonna go. It sounds like supper's getting started upstairs and I should go help. So, thank you for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!